Welcome back. I'm happy to see that you're here again because in this video I want to get a little more vulnerable with you. I want to be real with you and I want to share with you my journey so that you can get to know me a little bit more, but mainly because I want you to see what's possible and that in whatever situation you're finding yourself in, there is another way. Even if at times it seems like there is no other way. Things are just so stuck. I know exactly how that feels, but I also know that there has been a chain of events and experiences and serendipities that have brought you here today to be listening to this video. And because I believe in these synchronicities, I want to share with you my story to inspire and shine a light on a message that is for you in your next steps. So here we go. I'm gonna be brief and to the point. Yes, I do have a long story, but I'm only gonna share with you those key moments. And the first key moment was over 20 years ago when I was 19 and the doctors told me that I had 3 to 6 months to live. I was diagnosed with a terminal cancer diagnosis and the doctors really didn't know what to do. I was really young, I completely panicked, and a part of me believed that I was going to die, just like I had lost my dad a few years back due to cancer also. But what happened is that my beloved mom, something in her believed in my healing above all else that the doctors were saying, and against all odds. And she looked at the doctors and said, there's going to be a third option, and my daughter is going to heal and a miracle is going to happen. She believed this so much, and I mean so much, that there was no other option. And there was no other option for me to but borrow her belief. I borrowed her belief, and I believed in my healing too. I immersed myself in psychology, in spirituality, in deep healing of trauma, and of some old patterns that have been holding me back. I surrendered, I trusted, I connected to Source. I felt God's love, the universe's love. I felt it. And after a few months, I healed. And indeed, a miracle happened. That really propelled me to understand why am I here? Why am I still alive? And so I embarked on a journey to figure out my purpose. At the time, I was studying biology. I loved science. And a few years later, I watched a movie called What the Bleep Do We Know? That was back in 2005. And I was blown away. I had tears dropping down my face. I was so connected to the message of that movie because it was really bridging science, quantum physics, infinite possibilities, the power that we have to create our reality, and bridging all that with psychology, with spirituality, with science. And I was seeing right in front of me the bridge that I also wanted to create. So the 23-year-old Lita was so excited by this movie, so deeply inspired. I remember watching Dr. Joe Dispenza on that movie and being like, I really need to meet him and I really need to ask him, how can I study what he is doing? Because that's what I want to do too. So I saved up some money, I flew across the world, because what I didn't mention is that all that was happening back in Greece, where I was born. So I flew to the United States back in 2006. I met with a bunch of the scientists from the movie. I also met with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Tons of doors started opening for me. You can read more of the details below this video in my email if you're really intrigued and you want to know all the details. But Dr. Joe Dispenza helped me find the University of California, Santa Barbara, that was actually studying the things that I wanted to study. So I got my international visa and I officially moved to the US in 2008. I became a licensed psychotherapist. I got married to my amazing husband. I started my practice as a psychotherapist. And everything seemed to be working out really, really well on the outside. But what was happening within my heart and my body is that I still had some unresolved issues. I still hadn't broken free, truly, from all the root causes that were holding me back. I was struggling with perfectionism, putting a lot of pressure on myself, feeling like I'm never good enough. I had a lot of anxiety, sleep issues, fatigue. My body was feeling really, really weak. I had some weird, vague symptoms that nobody could figure out what was happening with me. And I was getting sick all the time. I started diving into functional medicine and learning about how to get to the root cause of a lot of the symptoms that I had. I started healing myself, but still I couldn't put all the pieces together. And there was nobody, no expert out there that could really help me put all those pieces together. Spirituality, psychology, science, all those pieces and all these different things were helping me tremendously. But it always felt like something was missing. and I wasn't feeling solid within myself. I would have good days, I would have bad days. I would feel good and then I wouldn't feel good. My relationship with my husband was well one day and then the next it wasn't. And I felt like I was on a roller coaster, up and down all the time. So after a few times of really reaching a breaking point and of really being like, I just want to give up, I can't figure this out, I finally truly surrendered. And I finally started listening to what my higher self had to say. I started letting go of that control. I was such a control freak, such a perfectionist, so focused on helping others, yet reaching burnout and complete overwhelm within myself. I was not fully walking the talk. The stuff I was telling my clients to do, I wasn't really practicing them. So I had to take a hard look at myself and be like, Lita, what are you really doing here? And I remember it was 2018. I was on the floor. I had a very weird inflammatory condition in my arms. I couldn't use my arms at all. I had to stop working. And what I had to do is open my arms and open my hands and say, Universe, God, I don't know what to do. Help me, guide me. And what happened is a chain of events that led me to bring all these puzzle pieces, all these components that I've been learning and dabbling with, but in a way that creates a methodology, that creates a system, and creates a foundation for me to truly heal. And that's how the whole wellness method was born. And as an extension of that, the whole psychology method, I started doing videos, I started creating courses, I started helping my clients in a whole new level. Yes, I was helping them before too, but when I started truly doing the inner work, and I mean truly doing the inner work, as a reflection, my clients started experiencing miracles themselves. So I was like, okay, this is it. And from there, I had to make some really hard decisions to let go of my office, to let go of some relationships that were really holding me back, to let go of some attachments that I was really holding on to, but that I could tell were really not helpful on my journey. And as a highly sensitive person and an empath, I was really absorbing everybody else's emotions. So I had to be extra loving with myself in terms of which relationships are the ones that are truly going to honor who I am and where I'm going. And fast forward to today, like I've shared in my first video, I help my clients break free and heal, find their purpose and define their vision, and become certified to help others have a fulfilling life and business and make money. So it's been quite a journey for me, and it continues to be quite a journey. And every step of the way, I am discovering new layers and new depths within my heart that are calling me for the next growth, for the next expansion. So, beautiful soul, why am I sharing my story and why am I saying all that? Because I believe you too are being guided. You're being guided by your higher self. You're being guided by your purpose. You're being supported and you're being guided to this next level for your own journey. And although things right now might seem like they're not exactly where you want them to be, there is a gift, there is a message, there is a miracle that's awaiting for you, if only you uncover it and you see it. So I want you to know I'm here to help you uncover it if that's what you desire. In the next video, I'm going to share with you a story of transformation that will inspire you even more to see what's also possible for you. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening to my story. And thank you for believing that there must be another way for you too. So let's figure that other way together. And until next time, leaving you in whole wellness. Bye-bye.